I was recalling how back in the mid-1990s, 1996, I was a United Nations volunteer in Bosnia. It was their first elections after the peace agreement, the Dayton peace agreement. And I was there as a volunteer to make sure that those elections were free and fair. And it was very moving to be involved in making sure that people whose lives had been very disrupted by the ethnic cleansing, to make sure that their postal ballots were received and were counted. And it really underlines for me the importance that everyone should have the chance to vote and everyone have their vote count. And it pains me that here we are in 2025 in Britain and that those things are not true. As we've heard from many members before me, talking about the disengagement with politics. And that is, I think, reflected in turnout, that not everyone is voting. And we've seen some of that further undermined by the last Conservative government, as we've heard, in denying voters through the introduction of voter ID. It was also very important for those free and fair elections that there was an independent oversight, the Electoral Commission obviously again having been weakened. And so there are many things that have been undermined in our democracy and leave us in a situation where people do not feel confident that their vote and their voice counts. As we've heard, millions have found themselves unrepresented in this Parliament, with 6 out of 10 people who voted ending up with a local MP that they didn't vote for. We've also been hearing about the extent of tactical voting. So I was elected in a marginal seat up in Shipley. Across the country, we heard 1 in 3 voted tactically. I spent a lot of time on the doors, as the member for Chelmsford herself was saying, persuading people who would otherwise have voted Liberal Democrat or indeed Green that we needed to join together and please would they lend me my vote. And whilst I'm extremely grateful to all those many voters who did indeed lend me their votes and for whom I now stand here and represent, and of course I'd love it if they would continue to vote for me at the next general election, but obviously the reason I'm here is because I would prefer, as they would, to vote for their first preference. And I think that's true in marginal seats, but we've also heard today how in safe seats, many people feel disenfranchised and feel it's not even worth voting for the party that they would support because it really won't make a difference. But even those who are voting for the party who is winning those safe seats, they also feel that they're underrepresented because if you have a very large majority, lots of those votes are still only represented by one person in this place. So for all sorts of reasons, we've found ourselves in a situation where people don't feel their votes count, and this is breeding distrust in politics. Just 12% of people in this country trust political parties. We have to reverse this. People must feel that their voice counts. And it doesn't help when political parties campaign only in marginal seats. So to the benefits of PR, for which I am a strong advocate, I saw as a young adult politics student in Germany how PR led to more stable government. My work in health and social care, I saw governments elected under PR in the Netherlands and Germany pursuing long-term strategic policies on key issues like social care reform, where I know we have much in common across this place. Consensual and collaborative politics. We know the public don't like it, the heckling and the braying, which is obviously common in this place on a Wednesday lunchtime. But some of the best debates have been where we've been in some agreement, the climate and nature discussions, the violence against women and girls debates. With a system of PR, I hope that we would also have better politics. And that's why I support the establishment of a National Commission for Electoral Reform. I believe that the government could get on the front foot, show it's serious about addressing our unrepresented voting system and stem this rise in disengagement and distrust in politics. We could bring the public with us and rebuild the trust in our democracy. Thank you.